Sometimes I often say that you must not interrupt your adversary whilst they're making a mistake.
The ANC outsmarted the Democratic Alliance? Please let me know in the comments section. Welcome to South Africa Lately, a channel that discusses South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here. Please do understand that I'm not a politician. I do not have deep knowledge in politics. However, I am a South African citizen who is also a voter, and I do believe that my views count when it comes to political affairs of our beautiful country. Before I waste much of your time, let us listen to this audio together, and I'll be back with my commentary.
Sometimes I often say that you must not interrupt your adversary whilst they're making a mistake. The DA have locked themselves into an unenviable position, and they can now see that they put themselves into a cul-de-sac. It is a most unpleasant position that they've locked themselves into. This evening, John Steenhuisen made contact with me and said, "Where do we go now?" And I said, "John, the ball is entirely in your court." And he asked, "Does the ANC say we should leave the GNU?" I said, "The ball is in your court. You have put yourself in this position. So you need to work your way out. You took a decision in the committee. That was the choice you made." And he tried to argue that the position that was adopted is no different from the position that they had put up in either cabinet or outside. And I said, the reason why the ANC, through our chief whip, embarked on a process of consulting all parties, as we did when we formed the GNU, was to show leadership. We are the ones, whether you like it or not, who are leading this GNU. And we therefore have a responsibility to demonstrate that leadership. Even under difficult circumstances or situations, we will continue to do so. And that is why our chief whip and the various comrades of his other colleagues embark on this process of consulting with all parties. And I said to him, you as a party, of course, of the GNU, you were singular in saying you will oppose this budget, and you added insult upon insult towards the ANC. And said, call the ANC all manner of names. And I said, what seems to please you is that you want to be in government and you also want to be the opposition in government. And I said, you can't have your cake and eat it. So I said, you've already optically given us a clear indication of where you stand in the committee. Now you need to take a decision about tomorrow. And that will define exactly where you stand. So the approach we should take is a tactical one. And of course, in the end, I think this may well be the point where, as the DP says, yes, the end of their participation. Because they are defining themselves out of the GNU, and it will be clear tomorrow what decision they take. And obviously, I even said to him, you said, if we work with other parties, that's the end of the GNU. And I said, well, maybe you will live up to that yourself, because that's exactly what you have wished for. You haven't. And I said the Action SA and the other parties took a much more cooperative and practical type of disposition. And you came with a document, And of course, so you all know, and we'll cover this on Thursday, there have been discussions that have been going on the various other issues that they have raised, which are now going to fall flat. So I was just saying that is the general approach, but in the end, they have put themselves in a difficult position, and therefore tomorrow it's their choice, and that choice is going to have consequences. And I think rather than us now, and that's what I was trying to call you about deeply.
My take from that audio, it says, really, but I do agree with the president there, because this is how the Democratic Alliance has been behaving. It's like they want to be in government, at the same time they want to be the opposition. You see, there, it's very clear. I've been seeing it. So no, you cannot have it both ways. You gotta choose a side. And he says they've put themselves in a very bad corner that no one would want to be in. Hey, and I also sense that the ANC is no longer begging the DA to remain in the GNU. In a nutshell, what I'm taking from what the president is saying, the door is open, it's your choice, you stay, you go. We are no longer bothered about your decision, because you've indicated that what you want and what you want is not working for the GNU. Here, guys. So now, if the DA goes, for us people who don't know much about politics, if the DA leaves the GNU, how is the GNU going to look like? How can it look like? Are we going to see MK now joining the ANC? Are we going to see, guys, the EFF joining the ANC, forming a different GNU? The GNU that was a nightmare for the Democratic Alliance, and Helen Zille was calling it the Doomsday Alliance, because they don't, also the Democratic Alliance are not behaving like they want to keep the Doomsday Alliance, the Doomsday Coalition, rather, pardon me, the Doomsday Coalition outside the government. Like, here, guys, here, I wonder how our future looks like, because at this stage, I don't know. I really don't know. As I was saying before, the GNU seemed to be the parking lot for me. Like, we are not moving forward, we are not going backwards. It's like, the journey is something that I appreciated, especially because it gave the political parties a headache, including the ANC got a headache. So I was enjoying that. But now we are not going anywhere. So it can go, it can stay, it doesn't really bother me. So at the end of the day, I'm asking myself, okay, as things stand now, the MK is the official opposition, right? So if the DA comes out of the GNU, what are they doing? Are they going to be now the official opposition should the MK decide not to join the government of national unity? Or maybe should the ANC not invite the MK into the government of national unity? Guys, I don't know. How do you think our future looks like? And that audio is leaked but not leaked. They just wanted us to have some inside info. That's, according to me, what is actually going on. Please share your views in the comment section, please, because also in that video clip makes the president, what the president is saying makes the DA now sound like they are in a small kitty form instead of that big lion that was roaring. And also for me, I don't like the way the DA has been moving with being party with AFRIFORUM, not really condemning the actions of AFRIFORUM. See, for me, that was a huge turn off. Hey, that was a huge turn off for me as far as the Democratic Alliance is concerned. I was like, nah, they are just the same. They are just the same, because I would have loved to see a Democratic Alliance that is vocal about the issues of racism in South Africa, to be really vocal, like, stop this thing, especially, please, I quote, especially talking to the white community, because they can hear them better. You see, as for racism, I talk about it even when it's done by our own people. If you've been watching my videos, there are videos that I've been making way back that, you know what, we don't need to use racism as especially the ANC all the time saying racism when we have issues like, oh, potholes are not, you see, the drainage is not working, the sewage are over flooding there, and they say racism. I don't like that, you see, because it, at the end of the day, it makes the ANC sound like racist themselves. So talk about racism where we should talk about racism and address it. Don't use it as a tool and as an excuse for everything. And then when it comes to the Democratic Alliance, it has its husband or wife, that is AFRIFORUM, that is behaving in a way that shows a lot of racism. And I did not hear the Democratic Alliance really calling them out. I have not seen the Democratic Alliance calling racism out like the way they should. So for me there, and the thing that opened my eyes even more is that AFRIFORUM going to Trump, doing all sorts of manner of things, all the lies, all the whatnot, and the DA was not strong enough in condemning that. If they really condemned that, please let me know in the comment section. Maybe I missed it, but it's something that I'm always looking forward to see, that the Democratic Alliance is taking action against. So guys, the president is, yay, guys, yay. Yeah, you don't know, they normally say that, you know what, Ramaphosa does not talk much, but he's very slithery, is very venomous, undercover. So hey guys, hey, and I sometimes believe this because, hey, look at Esma Khashul, hey, look at Batabile Dlamini, hey, even former President Jacob Zuma there when was it, 2017, that ANC conference, like, hey guys, we don't know, man, let me know what is happening in the comment section. But the Democratic Alliance really, I do agree with President Ramaphosa there when he says they want to be in government, but at the same time they want to behave like the opposition. Hi guys, if you watched up to here, thank you for watching my videos. I'll be seeing you in my next upload.